1. He never stops taking care of himself. A high-value man takes care of himself, physically, intellectually, and spiritually. He makes sure he is healthy so that he can be there for others. This man is open to learning new things and growing as a person. He may be into sports, reading, music, art, or something else that feeds his soul. But wait, let me tell you something. He may be religious or spiritual in some way, or he may not be. But whatever he is, he feeds his soul regularly. He is ready for a committed relationship if that is what he wants. He may have been burned in the past and be cautious, or he may be ready to settle down. But he is not looking to settle down with just any woman. He is looking for the right one. You see, the best part about a man who looks after himself on all levels is that it's proof to a woman that he also can take care of her. Think about it. If a man can't take care of himself, how can he take care of anybody else? A high-value man is ready to be in a committed relationship, and he can be a great partner. There's a psychological term for what I'm talking about here. It's called the hero instinct. This concept is generating a lot of buzz at the moment as a way to explain what drives men in relationships. I know it might all seem kind of silly. In this day and age, women don't need someone to rescue them. They don't need a hero in their lives. But this misses the point about what the hero instinct is all about. The hero instinct is an instinctive need that men have to step up to the plate for the woman in their lives. This is deeply rooted in male biology. When a man genuinely feels like your everyday hero, he'll become more loving, attentive, and committed to being in a long-term relationship with you. But how do you trigger this instinct in him? The trick is to make him feel like a hero authentically, and there are things you can say and messages you can send to trigger this natural biological instinct. 2. He is never insecure. Assertiveness is one of the most important qualities a man can have. It's what allows him to get what he wants in life and to be respected by those around him. If you're not assertive, people will take advantage of you and you'll always be at a disadvantage. But being assertive doesn't mean being rude or pushy. It simply means having the confidence to speak up for yourself and stand up for your beliefs. Assertiveness is a quality trait that every high-value man should strive for. So if you're not already assertive, it's time to start working on it. Here are some tips to help you become more assertive. 1. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. When you're assertive, you need to have confidence in what you're saying. You can't let other people shake your confidence or get in your head. Believe in yourself and your ability to stand up for yourself, and that will help you become more assertive. 2. Be direct. Don't beat around the bush. If you want to be assertive, you need to be direct. This means being clear about what you want and saying it in a way that leaves no room for interpretation. Beating around the bush or trying to be indirect will only make it harder for you to get your point across, so be direct instead. When you're assertive, you need to have confidence in what you're saying. You can't let other people shake your confidence or get in your head. Believe in yourself and your ability to stand up for yourself. That will help you become more assertive. 3. Speak up. Don't be afraid to share your opinion. If you have an opinion, share it. Don't be afraid to speak up in a meeting or raise your hand in class if you have something to say. Lots of people are too shy or scared to share their opinions, but that's the wrong way to go about things. 4. Be a good listener. To be assertive, you need to be a good listener too. Listening doesn't mean just hearing what the other person is saying. It means understanding them and being able to respond accordingly. If you're not listening properly, you won't be able to have an assertive conversation. 3. He is never aimless in life. A high-value man has a strong purpose in life. He knows why he is here, and he knows what he wants out of life. He is motivated and driven, and he is always making progress toward his goals. He doesn't waste time on distractions. Instead, he focuses on what is important. He is always working towards his purpose, and that gives him a sense of pride and satisfaction. This man doesn't have time for negativity or laziness because he is too busy working hard to achieve his goals in life. The high-value man knows where he wants to go, and he knows how to get there. He has a plan in place, and he isn't afraid of obstacles along the way. Instead of being discouraged by them, he sees them as opportunities for growth. In that way, the high-value man can grow stronger when times are tough. He learns from his mistakes, but it doesn't stop him from moving forward with his life. Instead of quitting when things get tough, he keeps going because he knows how important it is to keep moving forward with his life. For he never speaks ill of others. High-value men don't gossip. They don't have a reason to. There's no value in it, and they know it's unattractive. I mean, think about it. Guys, your mother told you this one when you were a kid. If you can't say something nice, then what? Altogether, don't say anything at all. That's right. Now, couple this with the fact that if you're talking smack about someone behind their back to a woman, then in addition to being turned off, she knows you're the type of person who would talk about her given the right opportunity. So, you're shooting yourself in both feet by talking crap about people. Instead, high-value men find a way to frame what's bothering them in the most flattering light possible and give people the benefit of the doubt, because graciousness and the ability to forgive someone's transgressions are not only attractive qualities, they're virtuous. 5. He isn't a pushover. Last but not least, a high-value man isn't a pushover. He won't let other people walk all over him. He knows how important it is for him to stand up for himself. A high-value man will not let anyone take advantage of him. He knows that everyone has their problems and he doesn't want to add to anyone's stress, so he will always make sure that he stands his ground when it comes to things that are important to him. This is why you need a high-value man in your life, because your future husband should not be a pushover. You deserve someone who will defend you, who will protect you, and who will love you no matter what. 6. He never talks to toxic people. There's nothing more dangerous to a man's state of mind than a toxic relationship. As human beings, we tend to be very impressionable when it comes to other people's emotions. Psychologists Hess and Fisher study emotional mimicry. Why and when we mimic emotions suggests that the perception of a specific emotion display leads to the imitation of that display. This can be a problem for any man striving to be the best version of himself. You may be the cheeriest guy on your block, but if you surround yourself with negative people, chances are you'll begin to take on some of that negative emotion yourself. The best way to avoid this? Simple. Ensure that all of your relationships are healthy and emotionally beneficial. Understanding how to better yourself through careful consideration of your relationships is the key to becoming a high-value man. Actionable steps to help achieve this understanding could be: ensure that you keep conversations as positive as possible. Engage in relationships that make you feel happy. Don't be afraid to help boost the emotions of others with your positive outlook. 7. He never talks endlessly about himself. There's nothing more boorish than someone who will not shut up about themselves. Period. Do you know who wouldn't shut up about how great they were? Hitler, and that guy sucked. Not a high-value guy at all. I mean, he got Eva Braun, but she sucked too. But high-value guys know the value of silence. They know when to shut up and listen and when to jump in with a relevant anecdote. It's one of the traits of high-value men that make them stand out. There are many reasons people talk endlessly about themselves, but a lot of those reasons boil down to anxiety and lack of confidence. They're essentially constantly trying to sell the other person in. I guess you can call it a conversation, that they're worthy. It's gross and turns women off. Instead, high-value men are confident in their skin, know their self-worth, and appreciate the value of making sure the other person in the conversation is enjoying themselves. After all, if you can listen and then make a woman laugh, you're golden.